You're looking at the sign for one of the more popular tourist destinations here in Southwest Florida. This is the 6 Mile Cypress Slough, and it is a fantastic place to come and look at some wildlife. You can see just from the sign there, they've got the birds and the snakes and the different, the alligator and what have you. So let's go on inside and check this place out. Alright, just inside the entrance to the 6 Mile Slough Preserve is the parking lot where you can pay $1 an hour to park, or $5 all day. So looks like there's a fair amount of people here. And one of the main features of the park, if you will, is the Boardwalk Trail. So the Boardwalk Trail is about a 1 mile nice boardwalk that'll take you through some of the really scenic parts of this 6 Mile Slough Preserve. So we're going to go see if we see any alligators or wild pigs or what type of birds we'll see, and hopefully we'll see some good wildlife. Right at the beginning of the boardwalk they have this board here where you can see recent sightings, and they've got recent warbler sightings, which appears to be a bird. And then a little bit further down they've got the recent woodpeckers that have been spotted, the downy hairy, whatever a downy hairy is, the butterfly garden, and then they have recent sightings at the ponds. They have all types of different, looks like waterfowl, and a lot of birds. So if you're a bird watcher, this would be a good place. And then down further they've got some raccoons. Looks like some wild pigs. And then they have, what else do they have? They've got the black vultures and the pharaoh hog and the common crackle and the rat snake, the raccoon, the Cuban tree frog and the marsh rabbit and the Florida cottonmouth. Alright, so let's go see if we can see some of these critters. Here's a sign that'll give you an idea as to the layout of the preserve here. You see where I'm standing right there in the lower right parking area. So you can walk the full length, which is 1.2 miles on the boardwalk, and go check out Gator Lake and Wood Duck Pond and Otter Pond and Popash Pond, and then there's an interpretive center that you can visit as well. The boardwalk is very nice, very well maintained, and just a really nice way to view this part of the Southwest Florida. You can see the word slough. I was looking up on the internet before coming down. The word slough is like a swamp, so that's what you're looking at here. You're looking at a Florida swamp. Sure would be nice to see some nice big alligators as we walk through the boardwalk area. Over here they've got a little diagram that'll show you what you see during the dry season, which would be this time of year, and then also what you'd see during the wet season, which would be in the summer, I would imagine. Alright, so although it might look like these trees are dead, it's not. It's the winter time, and these are cypress trees that have just shed their leaves. You can actually see some of the cypress trees starting to sprout leaves here. Probably zoom in and give you a nice close-up of that. No alligator sightings yet. Alright, it didn't take very long up the boardwalk to see our first bit of wildlife. Looks like a egret, and he's got a real long bill, and he's just kind of poking down into the water to get dinner. It's quite interesting to watch them do that. Alright, just a little further up the boardwalk you come to this information center by Gator Lake. And they have a bunch of information here about the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve and the interpretive trail. Wetlands like the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve were once considered to be a nuisance to progress. Money were drained and filled for agricultural and developmental purposes. And it goes on to tell you a little bit more about the development of the preserve here. The 6 Mile Cypress Slough preserves over 3,500 acres of wetland ecosystem, which measures 11 miles in length and averages 1/3 of a mile in width. And then just on the other side, they give you some tips for the best slough sightings. And one is be quiet as possible, walk slowly, watch for movement and listen patiently. Keep your eyes and head moving in all directions. Look into the water, stand or sit still for a few minutes, and take time to look at ordinary things. Okay, there is our second critter sighting. A nice turtle just breaking the water there to get some air and go back down to continue his dinner. Sure is a beautiful way to spend an afternoon, coming out here and just walking. And here you're looking at, this is Gator Lake. Okay, now while many people might call me a girl watcher, we've got a bird watcher right here. So this, what's your name?
Anne.
Anne. Where are you from?
Maryland.
Maryland. Oh, wonderful. So I was looking at some birds out here that are just kind of soaking up the afternoon sun. Are those 3 different types of birds out there?
They are.
The one on, let me get zoomed in. What's that one on the left doing there?
Drying his feathers. That's an anhinga.
An anhinga?
A-N-H-I-N-G-A.
Uh-huh.
And they don't have oil on their feathers, so that's a diving bird, and he swims under the water and catches fish.
Okay.
And so now what he's doing is drying his feathers.
Okay.
And like a duck, ducks have oil on their feathers, so they sort of float. And
Interesting.
the water rolls off of them. That guy gets soaked with water.
And what's that one in the middle?
That is a cormorant, double-crested cormorant.
Uh-huh.
And again, they dry themselves. They're not greasy birds.
Okay.
And the one on the right is a little blue heron.
A blue heron.
Birds. Yep, and they don't swim under the water like the two on the left do, but they wade along the edge and catch
Now,
fish.
where did you learn so much? Anne, right?
Yep.
That's my mother's name. Where did you learn so much about birds?
Just picked up a book.
And is there, so you are a bird watcher?
Yeah, truly.
And is there like an elusive bird that you just want to see? Is there like a bird on your bucket list?
No.
No? No bird on your bucket list?
No birds on my bucket list. I just do it as a hobby.
And do you travel the world and look at birds?
We have at various times traveled to different places. There comes another blue heron.
Uh-huh.
We've been to Australia and a few other places.
Have you?
Not just in search of birds, just
No.
in search of
Sure,
life. You know?
life, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Anne, for the information. It sure is beautiful here, isn't it?
Very restful, very lovely.
Well, have a wonderful day.
I learned from a lady who just...
Here's another view of the same 3 birds that I was just looking at with Anne. And really interesting, the information she shared with me, that they do that with their wings to dry their feathers because they don't have the oil that a lot of other birds do that would repel the water. So quite an interesting little bit of information. I see those birds outside my home all the time doing that. Just a beautiful, beautiful place to get away and come spend an afternoon. Well, lo and behold, our first alligator sighting. So that didn't take too long to see an alligator. I might not have noticed it if Anne's husband hadn't had mentioned that he was just chilling out here along the bank of Gator Lake. Who knows, maybe the lake was named after him. Quite a big alligator. Really is something. Look at that. Just chilling out. Lazy Sunday afternoon. Wife's probably got the little ones out shopping. Just relaxing, soaking up the rays. Look at that. Really is something. Probably make a nice pair of boots. Alright, here's another nice view of the slough as I walk a little bit further up the boardwalk, probably about halfway through the 1.2 miles right now. Just really a nice idea to come by and check out this tourist attraction. And up on TripAdvisor, when I was looking up the Slough Preserve, very high ratings. As you walk along, they have these quotes, and here is one that caught my eye. You learn that if you sit down in the woods and wait, something happens. Henry David Thoreau. I believe he's the author of Walden Pond, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, just a little bit further up the boardwalk came another quote, and I thought that I would throw out some trivia. Who is it that once said, "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart"? As I walk further along, I can see some fellow visitors here to the Slough Preserve looking out into the slough at something or another. I'm not quite sure what it is. What are we looking at? A water moccasin?
It's all coiled up on that log.
It's coiled up. Oh, I see it.
Did you see the gator?
I could probably get a nice...
Did you guys get to see the alligator?
I did. There is a water moccasin. Well, look at that. I would have walked right by. There is your Florida water moccasin. Look at that. Quite a sight to behold. You wouldn't even notice it usually if you just didn't really stare there. And just off the boardwalk here is another little step out, if you want to call it, and this is Wood Duck Pond here at the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve. Wood Duck Pond.
There's eggs. No. Just the No, that's sweet bird.
Here's another view of the slough. You see these stumps sticking up out of the water like that. Really an interesting view. Okay, I found my own tour guide.
No.
And this lovely lady here is pointing out all the snakes. You know? What, did we see another snake here?
Well, I can you?
Oh my goodness.
It's another water moccasin or cottonmouth.
Now you were saying any of those snakes that have the
a pointed snout.
Pointed snout
Are venomous.
Are venomous, and these are very aggressive, are they not? Look at that.
Well, I wouldn't want to tangle with it.
No.
Whatever it is.
But I did see you wrestling that alligator back on the boardwalk.
Yes, I was quite
to do that. I was quite surprised to see
now,
that.
This tree here is the oldest tree in the slough. This one here.
This one right there.
Right in front of you. They're not sure anything from 400, 500, or 600 years old. They
Interesting. You have an accent.
Never.
Where are you from?
No, well, I live north of the border in eastern Canada.
Oh, okay.
But I'm an immigrant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, welcome to America.
Oh, I have an American granddaughter and a son who is an American now.
Well, my tour guide was just pointing another interesting thing out about this slough, and that is these white spots that you see all over the trees. And I thought that they had paintball contest here, you know, where people come through with paintball guns, but no, those are called lichens. And you can Google it, Lichens, lichens, and they are a living algae or fungi or something. And here is a red one over here. And supposedly that is very rare. So you're looking at a rare lichen. Okay, so I've come up upon a couple turtles probably doing something that I shouldn't be filming and putting out there on YouTube. But anyway, I'll just have to rate this video PG. Or maybe R if I stay here long enough. Look at that. You are looking at a black-crowned night heron. And just a very beautiful bird. Look at that.
He's posing. Oh, he's shaking his head. It's inevitable when I get my camera out.
Just beautiful. I think I'd be a little remiss if I didn't share the view looking up as you walk through the preserve. Beautiful trees. Alright, with the sun going down, you can see the different birds starting to collect in the trees over here. They're going to roost for the evening. So stay even a little bit longer, you'll probably see quite a few more come in and take up a branch for the night. Alright, so we've come full circle on the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve boardwalk, and right back out to the parking lot we will go. And in doing so, I'll let you know that the quote was from none other than Helen Keller. So I hope you enjoyed this visit to the 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve. Definitely a worthwhile place to stop if you're in this part of Florida.